TikTok Shopping, your news update, and Royce and I bow to our new robot overlords on this edition of State of the Bands Weekend, starting right now. Hello and welcome to this edition of Arbitrage State of the Bands Weekend for August 28, 2021. I'm Joshua Stark. TikTok users will soon be able to buy stuff directly through the short videos on the app, something they had only been able to do through ads until now. Canadian e-commerce company Shopify said that businesses will soon be able to add a shopping tab to their TikTok profiles to complete a mini storefront that links directly to their online store for checkout. The shopping tool, which is still being tested, is available to merchants in the US, the UK, and Canada, and will roll out to more regions in the coming months. Shopify already had a deal with TikTok that let merchants create shoppable video ads that drive customers to online stores. Best Buy raised its sales outlook for the year after breezing past Wall Street expectations in the second quarter. The nation's largest consumer electronics chain joined other major retailers, including Walmart, Target, and Macy's, in putting up banner numbers, suggesting that Americans have continued to be spending even though the Delta variant spreads. Department store chain Nordstrom also upgraded its annual revenue outlook after reporting fiscal second quarter results that beat expectations. Best Buy shares rose more than 8% or $9.33 to close at $121.49 on Tuesday, but shares of Seattle-based Nordstrom fell nearly 8% or $2.86 to $34.95 in extended trading after it issued its quarterly report. Investors appeared disappointed with Nordstrom, saying that its quarterly sales were still below the pre-pandemic 2019 period. Delta Airlines will charge employees on the company health plan $200 a month if they fail to get vaccinated against COVID-19, a policy the airline's top executive says is necessary because the average hospital stay for the virus costs the airline $40,000. CEO Ed Bastian said that all employees who have been hospitalized for the virus in recent weeks were not fully vaccinated. The airline said Wednesday that it will also stop extending pay protection for unvaccinated workers who contract COVID-19 on September 30th and will require unvaccinated workers to be tested weekly beginning September 12th, although Delta will cover the cost. They will have to wear masks in all indoor company settings. OnlyFans says it has suspended a plan to ban sexually explicit content following an outcry from its creators and advocates for sex workers. The subscription site said in a prepared statement that the planned ban was no longer required due to banking partners' assurances that OnlyFans can support all genres of creators and declined to answer any further questions. OnlyFans had said last Thursday that it would ban explicit content starting October the 1st, as reported right here, blaming policies of banks and payment processors for the policy change. The new rules are necessary to comply with the requirements of these financial institutions and are the only way to help ensure the long-term sustainability of OnlyFans, the company said in a message to users last week. OnlyFans has become famous as a place where sex workers can get paid in a safer way, as well as space for celebrities to interact with fans. More after this on Arbitrage Trade's State of the Bands Weekend. Stick around.
It's Thursday night and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes two. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese!
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed, could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This week's State of the Band's blog includes Rain, Rain, Don't Go Away, Anyone Need a Gig, and our new robot overlords told us to say this. Seriously. All this and more in this week's State of the Band's blog, available now at arbitragetrade.com. Now, let's go to the president and CEO of Arbitrage Trade Analytics, Mr. Royce Wells, for more. Royce?
Josh, can you say this for me? The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plains.
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plains?
Yes, you did pretty good at that.
Here's the thing. You know, vocal people, they have these things, and we can do them pretty quickly.
Oh, well, I guess you are a trained professional. Don't try this at home, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of at home, people in Dubai have been using drones, because, I mean, you have drones at home, right? I use drones to, like, take pictures of stuff and do all kinds of crazy things.
Careful there, buddy.
My backyard, what? We got this. Anyway, drones. Dubai, right? They're experiencing a huge heat wave, and so is California for that matter, but I'll get back to that in a second. But they are using, in Dubai, they're using drones to help seed clouds to make and force rainfall to stave off the crazy heat wave that they're experiencing. They're experiencing temperatures upwards of 120 degrees Fahrenheit. That's like literally halfway to the boiling point, which is, I think, 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Right?
Wow.
So, yeah, any help will do at this point. So, drones are really helping in this effort. Too bad we're not doing anything like that in California or Oregon or Washington where, yeah, did you hear about all of the wildfires that have been going on?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, it's crazy. In July alone, like literally 52,000 plus acres burned across 2 states.
That's it's pretty wild. I feel for those people.
Oh, if you think that's impressive, guess what? That was last August. This August, ready to hit a new number?
Yes.
1,054,000 acres have burned since burned by August 15th.
That's ridiculous, man.
My question is, what are we doing about it? How are we addressing it? What's, like, for example, like in Cheyenne, Washington, right? Thousands of people are being forced to evacuate their homes. Basically, it's becoming almost like a catalyst. Everything is just burning, and people are just saying, okay, just clear out of the way. Why are we not doing anything to try to stop this? I think even the state has been prompted or is thinking about declaring a national state of emergency because the fires are just that bad. But all we are hearing about is COVID. I would love to hear about what else is going on in the world right now because it sounds like additional people need more help.
Yeah, it's really something because California itself, 42,000 Californians displaced, but the fires are only 5% contained, and they're working on that and trying to take care of that. But there are so many fires, 40 in number, that they can't keep up. But it's one of those things that's just not talked about that much. Let's talk more right after this on Arbitrage Trade's State of the Band's Weekend. Stick around.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that we can give our daughters everything they need to grow and learn. But not every child can focus on classes and play dates.
Nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. face hunger. That's 1 in 6. School lunch might be their only meal each day, and it's heartbreaking to imagine any child going to bed hungry. We're dreaming of a perfect day when kids can smile, play, and just be kids without worrying about where their next meal will come from. Feeding America is working to make that perfect day a reality.
Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. That food is given to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about doing things that make an ordinary day extraordinary. Learning to play an instrument, building a sandcastle, hosting tea parties. Hunger should never be an obstacle to growing up.
You can help end childhood hunger in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
People are still waiting to hear whether any of the $308 million available from states for rental assistance and utility payments will give a lifeline. Most applied for money last year but never heard anything and were waiting to hear on applications. The federal money was divided between a Louisiana statewide program and its largest parishes. Neither has gone well. The state has paid out $10.5 million of $147 million, while Jefferson Parish has only distributed $1.4 million of $12 million. The parish replaced the company overseeing the program after $236,000 was handed out by May. Louisiana's struggles are playing out across the country as states rush to distribute more than $47 billion allocated by Congress for emergency rental assistance before a federal eviction moratorium expires, putting millions at risk of losing their homes. The historic amount, more than the Department of Housing and Urban Development's annual budget, was allocated in December and March. Housing advocates blame the slow rollout partly on the Treasury Department under President Trump, that they say was slow to explain how the money could be spent. The criteria, while clearer under the Biden administration, was still criticized for a burdensome process that seemed more focused on preventing fraud than helping tenants. Advocates also said states made things worse. Some waited months to set up programs and others created bureaucratic hurdles. As a result, little money has gone out. According to data released Friday from the Treasury Department, only $1.5 billion was provided to about 350,000 households by May 31st. That's less than 4% of the money allocated. Some 3.4 million people could face eviction in the next 2 months, according to the latest Census Bureau's Household Pulse survey. A number some advocates say could be twice that. Many tenants will be forced out in a red-hot housing market where prices are rising and vacancy rates are plummeting. They will also be stuck with eviction and delinquent back rent records that make it almost impossible to find new housing, leaving many to turn to homeless shelters or find dwellings in low-income neighborhoods without good schools and access to transportation and jobs. The National Low-Income Housing Coalition found that of the 51 programs it has tracked so far, just 14% of funds allocated in December had been distributed. Most states aren't yet distributing the March money. The hurdles vary according to a Housing Coalition survey in April, including lack of capacity to administer the program, technical difficulties setting it up, and lack of cooperation from tenants and their landlords. Some landlords refused to participate. Tenants sometimes didn't complete applications, often because they were required to provide proof of lost jobs or other financial hardship during the pandemic. Some of the same problems emerged last year when states set aside nearly $2.6 billion from the CARES Act for rental assistance. A common refrain was that federal requirements were too onerous and the guidelines were too stringent. California has made changes to its lengthy application, which could take 3 hours to complete. It reduced the number of required documents from as many as 9 to as few as 1. Now it takes 30 minutes to fill out. It also expanded the languages on the program website from 2 to 6. More after this on Arbitrage Trade's State of the Bands weekend, including your winners and losers report. Stick around.
It's Thursday night, and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes 2. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese.
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed, could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzzed driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzzed driving. because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Royce, it's about 2 months into my gig here at the studio full time, and I'm really grateful for that, man.
Me too, man. Thank you.
But I kind of like to get a little extra bread in the pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, who doesn't have a side gig? I mean, anyone who's smart, they have to have a side gig. One to live on, one to grow on, right?
There we go.
Yeah, that's what millionaires do, at least. Well, this idea isn't new. Remember, during the holidays, there are basically holiday workers, right? So
Seasonal.
Yeah, seasonal. Yeah, there we go. So Stint is a company based out of the UK, and they're taking this one step further. They're hiring people to do odd jobs and on their schedule. So it's like, hey, we need someone to be here from 2 to 4 to do this. And basically, it's allowing them to get out of the old model of basically having people that they're responsible for, liable for. And it's like, hey, if you're here and you're able to do the job, great, right? But in the United States, this is starting to catch on. So companies like InstaWork and Gig Pro have popped up. And these guys, they're taking it one step even further than that. They're saying, okay, we're not just going to let anybody do it. You have to have experience, and you have to be vetted, and you have to. But if you need the work, for example, if you're a skilled mechanic or you're a skilled whatever, you can basically call up, and I believe there's an app. There are short-term shifts for anyone with experience that needs work. It's sort of like Uber or DoorDash, but for people who have skills and still have free time.
Well, not only that, but, Uber, DoorDash, TaskRabbit, Thumbtack, they all serve households or individuals. GigWorks and, InstaWorks and GigPro and Stint, they differentiate themselves by being also for employers. So actual employers get to see skilled workers.
Yeah, and they get to see those skills and see and rate them and make sure that they, the people that they're hiring, up to their standards, which is kind of nice too, because you don't just want anyone off the street coming into your establishment and misrepresenting you. So
right,
that's a good angle to work from or play from.
Well, certain restaurant chains like Chipotle and Chilango, and it seems like a lot of the quick service restaurants use things like Stint to recruit workers at a short notice for peak times. It's an extra pair of hands. It's really cool.
Yeah, I do remember, or I remember seeing around the city, right? We're here in Memphis, right? Where it's like there is a labor shortage. Companies like this make it really optimal for people who are not afraid to come out and are wanting the work to be able to do that. And it's making short-term gig work more trendy. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's really a trend that's growing, and it is really something that helps during this recovery from the pandemic. Not only it helps with that, but workers in general, plagued with low wages, lack of incentive, focus on flexibility and quality of life. They're able to put it in their own terms and on their own schedules. Speaking of schedules, we've got one to keep. We'll see you in a few moments on Arbitrage Trade's State of the Bands Weekend.
Help.
Ayuda.
帮助.
Edem.
Help.
In the wake of a disaster, there are many people from all backgrounds and all walks of life who need help. Help is available through FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency. We're here to provide help to all those who need it.
Help.
帮助. Edem.
帮助. Help.
If you or someone you know has been affected by a disaster, call us at 800-621-FEMA. If your home or property has been damaged or destroyed, you've lost your job or income, or face other emergency needs, please call the Federal Emergency Management Agency at 800-621-FEMA. FEMA. Help is here.
A public service message brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Welcome, traders, to Winners and Losers Auto Edition. Formerly known as Dover Downs Entertainment, our first winner with an 8% gain markets and promotes motorsports entertainment in the United States. It owns and operates Dover International Speedway in Dover, Delaware, and Nashville Super Speedway near Nashville, Tennessee. Dover Motorsports, symbol DVD, starts at $234 a share. Next, this winner up 6%, provides mission-critical communications and analytics in the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, and internationally. The company operates in two segments: products and systems integration, and services and software. Motorola Solutions, symbol MSI, starts at $240 a share. Last, this winner up 2%, manufactures and distributes replacement parts for motor vehicles in the automotive aftermarket industry. The engine management segment offers components for the ignition, electrical, emissions, fuel, and safety-related systems of motor vehicles under the standard S&P Blue Streak, Intermotor, Standard Diesel, BWD Select, BWD, OEM, Tech Smart, Tech Expert, GP Sorensen, LockSmart, and Pollock brand names, as well as under private labels comprising Napa, Eklund, and Napa Belden. Standard Motor Products, symbol SMP, starts at $43.18 a share. Losers this week: with the 10% loss, this company designs, engineers, manufactures, and markets Ride Dynamics products worldwide. The company offers mid-end and high-end front fork and rear suspension products for mountain bikes, road bikes, and e-bikes, and powered vehicle products for side-by-side vehicles, on-road vehicles with and without off-road capabilities, off-road vehicles, and trucks, all-terrain vehicles, snowmobiles, and specialty vehicles and applications. Fox Factory, symbol FOXF, starts at $163.14. Next, this loser down 3%, manufactures and sells custom, cruiser, and touring motorcycles. The company operates in two segments: motorcycles and related products and financial services. Harley-Davidson, symbol HOG, starts at $40.04. Last, at 2% down, this company distributes replacement parts, components, and systems used in the repair and maintenance of vehicles. It operates through three segments: North America, Europe, and specialty. The company distributes bumper covers, automotive body panels and lights, as well as automotive glass products such as windshields, salvage products including mechanical and collision parts comprising engines, transmissions, door assemblies, sheet metal products such as trunk lid, fenders and hoods, lights and bumper assemblies, scrap metal and other materials, to metals recyclers and brake pads, discs and sensors, clutches, steering and suspension products, filters and oil and automotive fluids, as well as electrical products including spark plugs and batteries. LKQ Corporation, symbol LKQ, starts at $51.83 a share. Winners and Losers is provided for informational purposes only and does not constitute advice in trading. Percentages and stock prices were current at time of recording. Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC is solely responsible for the content of this podcast, but you should seek out the assistance of a licensed professional for investment advice.
145 over 92.
180 over 111.
182 over 100. And I had a heart attack and a cardiac arrest. And then a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life.
A lot of people don't understand, including myself. I didn't, now I do, the impact of having a stroke.
My memory is shot.
When I woke up, I couldn't speak.
Lowering your high blood pressure could save you from a heart attack or stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
It's a new life, but I'm going to make it better. Coming back. Ask your doctor check your blood pressure.
Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey, Royce, you know, it's interesting to see the interaction of people and artificial intelligence and robots. I've always been fascinated by that. And
I've been scared.
You know what? I welcome our new robot overlords. And it seems like Microsoft has been moving us toward that.
Yeah, they have. I hear they're talking about reviving dead people, or basically the memories of dead people, to create robots that have about an 85 to 90% accuracy of mimicking what the actual person did or said or did. I'm not sure if I like that.
Well, here's the thing.
Is it Memorex?
Is it live or is it Memorex? Oh, me.
That's the idea that I get from all of that, right? I mean, and is that, why stop there? Is that good enough, right? They're talking about being able to generate and make things that are like 2D and 3D models of specific people, so it looks and feels like them too. That makes me a little queasy. I don't know.
Yeah, so they add things onto this, like, for example, the profile of a person, their images, their voice data, their social media posts, their electronic message style, just to name a few, and simulate this person to a point to where they could look and feel just like the person who's deceased.
The only good use I could find from this type of technology would be to clone me, so that way I can be in two places at once. Send him to work and I'll go play.
There really only needs to be one of you, Royce.
No, I mean, didn't Elon Musk say something about like eventually robots will replace us and we'll all live off of universal basic income and government policy? I mean,
so here's the thing. Elon, if Microsoft got together with Elon, we'd be done, right? Because Tesla's building a robot.
No.
Codenamed Optimus. Optimus is going to be about 5'7" and weigh about 110 pounds. And
wow.
Amazing stuff. He kind of looks like a Tesla car would if it was a robot. Matter of fact, do you remember the Tesla spacesuit things that they had?
Yeah.
Looks like it's wearing a Tesla spacesuit almost. But this is a thing that that Tesla, is really passionate about, because if you think about it, Tesla's kind of the world's largest robotics company, because the cars are basically robots on wheels.
In disguise. Robots in disguise.
It's weird because they codenamed the thing Optimus.
Yeah. Guess what? I think if they did an advertisement on Amazon, could we call it Optimus Prime?
And this is the reason why I need a rim shot.
Well, hey, here.
There we go. All right. Well, let's close it down right there. Our new robot overlords need the bandwidth. So, Elon, thanks. Microsoft, thanks. We'll see you guys next week on State of the Bands Weekend. Don't forget, we're back here Monday for State of the Bands Daily. So, have a great weekend.
Arbitrage Trade Analytics, LLC, is a privately held market research company. Arbitrage Trade Analytics, LLC, is solely responsible for the preparation and distribution of the content of this podcast. The opinions offered in this podcast are for informational purposes only and are not intended to be investment advice. Seek a duly licensed professional for investment advice. For more information about the informational research and services offered by Arbitrage Trade Analytics, LLC, please visit Arbitrage Trade